The book of Micah opens with a powerful call to judgment against the kingdoms of Israel and Judah. The prophet Micah, speaking under God's inspiration, announces that because of the people's sins, including idolatry, injustice, and corruption, destruction is coming upon the land. The chapter describes a day of the Lord's wrath when mountains will crumble and the wicked will face punishment for their oppression and violence. Despite this, God's sovereignty remains, and He will bring justice. Throughout the book, Micah confronts the leaders, priests, and false prophets who exploit the people and lead them astray. The prophet denounces the rulers who abuse their power for personal gain and the priests who fail to teach righteousness. The people's hypocrisy and covenant unfaithfulness are exposed, highlighting their failure to live according to God's laws. Micah warns that because of these sins, the cities will be destroyed, and exile will come, but the judgment is not without hope. A central theme in Micah is the call for genuine repentance and justice. The prophet urges the people to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. He reminds them that true worship is not merely ritual but involves living righteously and caring for the vulnerable. Micah's message emphasizes that God desires hearts that seek righteousness rather than empty sacrifices. This call to repentance is a hopeful invitation to return to God and avoid the coming calamity. Micah prophesies the coming destruction of Jerusalem and Samaria due to their continued rebellion, but he also foretells restoration. He speaks of a future ruler from Bethlehem who will bring peace and security, a prophecy Christians understand as foretelling the Messiah. This ruler will shepherd the people with justice and bring salvation to the nations, highlighting God's plan beyond immediate judgment. The prophet describes the restoration of Zion and the gathering of God's people from exile. Despite the harsh judgment, God's love remains steadfast. Micah promises that after the punishment, the remnant of Israel will be blessed and protected. God will rebuild the ruined cities, and His people will once again live in safety and prosperity under His care. This restoration is both a physical and spiritual renewal. Micah's message also includes warnings against trusting in military might or foreign alliances rather than in God. He criticizes those who place their confidence in chariots and horses, emphasizing that salvation and strength come from the Lord alone. This theme encourages faithfulness and reliance on God, not on worldly powers, as the true source of deliverance. The prophet also highlights God's concern for social justice. He condemns those who exploit the poor and pervert justice through bribery and corruption. Micah insists that God is a God of justice who hates wrongdoing, and He will hold the wicked accountable. This concern for the marginalized reflects God's heart and challenges His people to live according to His standards. Throughout the book, Micah balances judgment with hope. He portrays God as both a righteous judge and a compassionate redeemer. God's anger against sin is real and just, yet His desire is to forgive and restore. This tension invites the reader to acknowledge sin seriously but also to trust in God's mercy and faithfulness. In closing, Micah's prophecy calls for a transformed life grounded in humility, justice, and sincere worship. The ultimate hope lies in God's promise to send a Messiah who will establish peace and righteousness. The book ends with confidence in God's unfailing love and the assurance that He will bring about a future where His people dwell securely, reflecting His glory and grace to all nations.